Hello, everyone. This is James Nussbaumer, and I am the author of this magnificent book, The Master of Everything, a story of mankind in the world of illusion that we call life. It's on sale everywhere books are sold, and it is published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company, a company that I am so close to and have a great relationship with. This is the first book of a three-book series. The sequel, book number 2, is on its way out soon. I call this book an inspirational and spiritual manifesto to a better life. And if you know where I wrote this book from, the confines of a state prison, many of you may already know about my story, but it's in my website, which is contained in this YouTube description box, the story about what I went through and where I wrote these books. But I want to talk about today, not about my ups and downs, which kind of in a way pertains there because we all go through our peaks and valleys in life, but strategy for attaining peace and prosperity. Is there really a strategy for attaining prosperity and peace? Well, I can just say, don't think that there is some magical way to have peace and success in your life that have, with that having been reached, that will allow you to forgo further material pursuits. No. The Japanese poet, for example, and what I'm trying to say, the Japanese poet Yoshida Kinko wrote, "If you imagine that once you have accomplished your ambitions, you will have time to turn to the way, capital W-A-Y, the way, the same way that Jesus had spoke of, you will discover that your ambitions never come to an end," he said. I believe that the peace within us is uncovered when we go after those things in life that give us more peace, don't you think? And more pleasure from within our own hearts, rather than chasing after the things that others are chasing after, just because we're wanting to follow in the same direction, for whatever reason that may be. And, you know, that gets us all, that keeping up with the Joneses type of mentality. And that's a part of human nature that we all have to deal with within ourselves individually to a certain extent. Wouldn't you agree? Many spiritual thinkers over centuries have eloquently made the case that abandonment of materialism is the way to peace and enlightenment. This is the place when we're not concerned about material items. This is the place where the things we truly want in life seem to begin showing up in our lives. My point is, by taking our focus off the material possessions that we really do not need or truly want, we open ourselves up for our true free will to be experienced. This then makes room in our lives for what we truly do want and what we truly do desire. In my blog titled Inner Guidance Tools for Achieving What You Truly Want, which was written several months ago, said that we must have peace within us before we can extend it. And I had some questions raised on Facebook because people are still reading my blogs from way back. And so I wanted to say that, let me repeat that again, we must have peace within us before we can extend it. Well, what I'm trying to say is recognizing this. When we can recognize the peace within us, we can more clearly understand, for example, where the Bible says, "The peace of God passeth understanding." When we interpret it right-mindedly, or should I say when we reinterpret it right-mindedly from the way the ego has interpreted it, that's a little tongue twister for me, that word. When we reinterpret it right-mindedly versus the way the ego in our minds has interpreted it for centuries, and when we can reinterpret this without fear, what does the peace of God in that quote, "passes understanding," mean? It's meaning that without fear, this statement means that peace cannot be valued wrongly, nor can it be shaken at all by errors of any kind. The bottom line is that we all want peace, but we're in fear of how to achieve it. A Course in Miracles teaches us that when we are afraid of something, we are acknowledging its power to hurt us. We all believe in what we value. If I am fearful, then I must be placing value in fear. Therefore, I must be valuing wrongly. This fearful habit of mind in us all is destroying our chances for peace, thereby not achieving what we truly want in this world. We need peace to attain our real abundant life, the abundant life that we so gracefully deserve. That's where our wealth is, within, not out there to be found. When we're operating from the abundance and the wealth within us, it will reflect outward. And those things that we really want, the wealth on the outer world that we want, will be drawn to us. That's the law of attraction. My goal is that you may benefit from my material and live the abundant life that you really rightfully deserve by realizing the certainty of real abundance that's within us all and what you deserve. I'd like to point out that some of us tap into this real abundance that's within us, but many of us do not, because we don't really know that it's there. We don't know how. So if you'd like to learn more, I've included a link in the description box of this YouTube video. Click on it. It goes to my website, jamesnussbaumer.com. It will take you to my Real Abundance page where there's an opening video, and then I have some written instructions. But there are several pages in my website that are very easy to tool around. Feel free to tool around. And I got to warn you, it's fairly new, but it's simple, my website. And I hope to see you there. And there's plenty of places for you to leave comments. My email is mentioned many places in my website. So if you'd like to leave a message, feel free to. Sometimes it takes me a few days to get back to people that leave me messages, but I always get back to anyone that leaves me a message. And I wish the best for you, and have peace in your life. God bless you. Thanks for listening to me tonight and putting up with me for these several minutes.